Hey guys, it's Mark. Just wanted to check in for this research assignment. How am I doing? I'm doing okay. Just trying to live with this pandemic going on. I'm doing fine though. Just catching up with school. What have I been doing lately? Just practicing getting ready for my senior recital next semester and just trying to take care of things at home, just balance my life out. Okay, moving on to the research assignment. So my composer is Francesco Landini. He's an Italian composer. I don't really have a birth date for him because there's no recorded one, but I do know that he died in September 2nd, 1394. So Landini was a person who had a number of titles attached to his name. So some of those titles include a singer, instrument maker, composer, organ player, and most importantly, a poet. Okay. One important factor about Landini. Landini lost his sight as a result of the smallpox epidemic. So that resulted in him joining music very early on in his careers. So moving on to the research, I was saying that Landini was most famous for like incorporating French influences and Italian influences. So like expanding on that. So like basically Landini was incorporating French form. So when he would write, he would bring a style of music called balladas, which included French form. Okay, so in the Italian influences, that would be the text and the poets as a result of like the displacement of poets during I think it was the Crusades. That was something that he was really exposed to. He really fell in love with poetry with those Italian poets, so he incorporated French form with those Italian poems. Okay. The piece that I described, let me pull it up here, is Echo La Primavera. So this is a piece way back then, of course, it's in the medieval age, and it's scored for a choir with an instrumental accompaniment. So there's a lot of instruments that are in place here. So of course we have voice, and then we have a couple aerophones. So I would say a flute, maybe a wood flute, and then I hear percussion instruments within this piece. So I heard finger cymbals for sure, and then some sort of large hand drum, probably like a frame drum or some sort of like some sort of hand drum. Okay. Um, my original connection, my original connection, put up here. Mhm. Oh, it's right here. Sorry about that. So, I chose Landini because we hear his name a lot with Dr. Limburger and Theory One with the Landini cadence. That's something that we hear a lot. So that was something that I wanted to really dive into, and something that I had a connection to was that um, the the introduction of like how he was incorporating styles, like now how we hear like the fusion funk or jazz, something like that. So we see that a lot now. Like a lot of hip hop artists are using like Mexican cumbia beats or using drum beats from Brazil within the popular music today, that which really gets people moving, such as like Bad Bunny or Maluma. So that's something that I really wanted to connect that to, and I believe that's correct because like he was one of the first composers to start showing that even though people were from different regions, you could blend their music together and make like an original product. So that's something that we see today, obviously, with like Jennifer Lopez and let's say like Biggie Smalls within their product. A long time ago, I think it was called Mo Money, Mo Problems. That was like Jennifer Lopez was bringing the Spanish flair into like the more African American influenced hip hop. So that was something that I wanted to connect to. Alrighty, thank you for listening.